I'll get this thing recorded to the cloud and get started. Hey, welcome. My name is Chuck Hansen, and for the next 10 minutes or so, I'm going to show you how to do some amazing things. So pay close attention. I'm going to show you how you can become your own boss, if that's of any interest to you, right? I'm going to show you how you can start your own global business. I'm going to show you how you can get out of debt. I know that's of interest to a lot of people. I'm going to show you how you can live your dream, whatever that dream might happen to be. And I'm going to show you how you can have all the free time that you've ever wanted to have. I'm going to present a plan during this presentation that has the potential to make you one of the top 1% of the income earners on the planet. Now, hopefully that's of interest to you. So hope you're ready. This is a little bit about myself. I've been around this industry for a little while. I've had some success, I've had some failures, I've had all of the above, and but more importantly, I've helped a lot of people. And somebody asked me today, well, Chuck, with your income, with what you've made, why are you doing this? And this is a guy that makes a lot of money. I said, I'm not doing it for me. I'm doing it for everybody else. I said, I'm doing it to help a lot of people. I'm doing it to help thousands, tens of thousands, hopefully hundreds of thousands of people get off the slippery slope. And that's one of the things we're going to talk about. That's going to be a new phrase that you guys are going to hear from me from time to time. So, hey, this is the start. This is the start of your 50-year journey. Now, some of you may be a little bit further down the road. You might not be 20. You might only have a few more years of your journey left, but you still have time. Where do you want to go? If you're starting your 50-year journey, you've got 2,600 weeks, 2,600 weeks, whether or not you knew that, but 2,600 weeks is that journey. It sounds a lot longer when you say 50 years than 2,600 weeks, but 2,600 weeks is really what you've got. At age 20, I can remember how I was. I could do anything, right? The world was my oyster. I was going to conquer, and whatever I wanted, whatever I dreamt about, I was going to have. At age 30, I started, there were kids and things were happening. I had more responsibilities, and I said, well, maybe I can do that. Maybe I can get to my goal. When I hit 40, I said I even had more responsibilities, and I had more of everything. And that's when I ran into this industry when I was age 40, right? I wished I would have run into it when I was age 20. But when I was age 50, luckily I didn't say that. I mean, I was doing okay, but most people say to themselves, hey, are you kidding me? I'm never going to get to where I want to go, And at age 60, they're saying, hey, I'm worn out. And at age 70, they're saying, hey, I've given up. It's all over. And I doubt that anybody is going to get rich by accident. It's going to take a plan, right? Never too late to start. So let me show you something. We're here to save you. Whether or not you know it, we're here to save you from the slippery slope. Now, maybe you don't know what that slippery slope is all about. And it's hard to say that too many times in, connecting together. But the slippery slope kind of looks like this, right? This is you at the top of the mountain. You're 20 years old, right? Ready to take on the world. And you got a choice, right? You got a choice. You can either go the way that everybody else goes, and that is to start trading time for money, get a job, take on, all of these things, trading time for money. And rather than climbing up that mountain, you're actually sliding down the hill. You don't know it yet. You don't know it yet until you start getting way down here somewhere. But actually, you start to feel it very quickly, right? Average annual income. This is how we keep score, right? The bottom 99% of the people in the country in these states, and I've got their statistics for all the states, but I just picked out 5 states: California, 55, Nevada, 41. That's the bottom 99%. That's the average annual income. There's the top 1%. Big difference, right? Big difference between 55,000 and 1.7 million, right? Or 50,800 to 1.1 million. And all the states seem to be like that. So what created this outcome? What created? I know that when so many people start their life, they don't think about only making $55,000 a year. I mean, they don't, trading time for money. And I base that, some of those things were what we were taught, right? We didn't have enough discipline. Most people don't. They had a fear of being that entrepreneur and bolting out on their own, fear of rejection, fear of what people might think of them. And so many people, had a spouse that said, hey, I don't want any of that stuff. I want you to go get a steady income and bring home a check every Friday. And so that took them right out of any possibility of doing anything creative and doing anything great. So, it really is all these small steps, right? All these small steps create and trigger a chain of events that create to a negative outcome, right? It's that predictable outcome as you go down, continue to get older and older and older. So I'm saying we're here to save you, right? We're going to present, and here's all the statistics, right? The 1% of the U.S. makes over $1 million more than everyone else. Here's where the gap is the largest, right? So it is the slippery slope. Here's what a lot of people don't understand. It's about the time that they hit 47, they start to realize that this is as good as it's going to get. I talked to a buddy of mine the other day who was 42, and I said, have you seen this research that they came about? They talk about the peak of human misery is at 47. He said, oh boy, I can hardly wait. But here's the summary of that report is that you didn't paddle hard enough when you were 20, when you were 30, when you were 40, right? When you had the chance. And now you're tired, right? The waters are moving faster. The temptation to give up is overwhelming and you are feeling defeated. So that's the shocking reality. But let's talk about jobs. I mean, that's one of the things I've never had. Right? I've never had a job, and I'm so thankful for not having a job. But average worker, you see what it is: 10 jobs before they're age 40, 12 to 15 jobs in a lifetime. Average length of job 2.9 years to 5 years. So not very much longevity, right? Or security. You can't build security in a 3-year job or a 5-year job, and you spend 25% of your life working. I mean, that's no fun. It's no surprise that everybody hates their job, and that's the cold, hard fact. So, 85% of the people on the planet hate their job. Now, here's another shocking reality. Most of the heart attacks happen Monday morning. Why? Because people would rather die than to go to work. Their increase in stress, jumps up. Everybody can't wait to get out of there on Friday. They go like hell. For Saturday and Sunday, they're so tired, and they, just the thought of going back to work, they go, oh, geez, I'd rather have a heart attack and let me go to the hospital for a while, right? I mean, it's crazy, right, what people are doing. And people, I'm telling you, life happens. Life happens all the time. I know that each and every one of you have got stories about life happening. And, it could be you're fired, right? We're downsizing, we're getting rid of people. And oh, by the way, you're one of them we're getting rid of. I can hire 3 more for less than I'm paying you and get 3 times the work done. I mean, it's happening all over. And what if you got that medical? What if you just, you saw your doctor and they said, you know what, I got some bad news to tell you. I was talking to a buddy of mine the other day who makes a lot of money. He's a captain for United Airlines. And I said, hey, you're doing good now. What's your plan B? He said, what do you mean a plan B? He said, well, my plan B is retirement, where I can live on 40% of the income that I'm making now. I'll have to cut back a lot. And I said, well, why do you want to do that? And I said, what happens if next year you didn't pass your physical and you couldn't fly. He said, oh my gosh. He said, that would be devastating. That would be devastating. I told him, hey, start putting a plan B together now, right? Let's start putting a plan B together now while you've got income. This is the best time to do it. So don't take that job that you have or that career that you have. Maybe you're an attorney, maybe you're a dentist, maybe you're a chiropractor, whatever the case may be, maybe you're a landscaper, whatever it is, start putting a plan B together in case something happens. That's why I've got hurricane insurance, in case, right? I hate paying it, but it's just in case. And, you know, everything in your life is a reflection of everything and every choice that you've ever made. You know, if you want different results, you've got to make a different choice. So, you know, the path of life, you're going to go down that path. But, you know, once you decide that you want things to change, once you really decide, you know, when you say, hey, life sucks, everything around me sucks, I'm wasting my time at that dead-end job, and I'm going to do something different. Nothing or no one will keep you from reaching your goals and dreams. And I guarantee you, once you do that, once you make up your mind, you know, then everything is, your destiny is on course. So I hope you're ready for a serious life change, right? Here's the question. What if, right? For the cost of less than a smartphone, and, you know, for less than a cost of a smartphone and a little consistent part-time effort over the next 1 to 3 years, you could create a 5, 6, or perhaps even a 7-figure annual income. Would you do it? Anybody that says no has got to be crazy. Are you kidding me? For less than a cost of a smartphone, we're going to show you how you can start a business with a little consistent effort over the next 1 to 3 years. That will be 5, 6, or perhaps 7-figure annual income. And for those that are real good, that might not be annual, that might be monthly. So, hey, it's all about this. It's all about 3 problems: no money, poor health, right? And not enough time. Everybody wants that. Everybody wants better health. Everybody wants more money, and everybody wants more free time. So, you know, you just have to determine what it is you want. And once you make that determination, then you will take the necessary steps in order to get that done. I've always wanted big houses. I've always loved great cars. I love to have a boat. I love to have, you know, all these things. And I had to figure out a way to go get them, right? So I wasn't going to get them. I wasn't going to get them sitting in front of the television, because you can't buy a Lamborghini if you sit in front of the television. Let me just put it that way. Here's a great statistic. 79 million people are going to start a home-based business in the next 5 years, according to Forbes magazine. That is gigantic for us. You know, totally gigantic. Let me tell you what happened to me. I was, I don't want to say, I was I was fat, smart, and happy. Fat, smart, and happy. And I got a call from my buddy Dave Jordan in May of 2018. And Dave and I have known each other, and, you know, great guy, hilarious to be hanging around. He and I met in a company that he was a distributor in, I was a distributor in, and that person closed up that company. And Dave looked at me that day and he said, you know what? He said, I've had it with those idiots that don't know how to run a company. He said, I'm going to go back to North Dakota and I'm going to start a company. And I looked over at him. I said, Dave, you go ahead and do that. You know, I know how difficult it is. You know, there's not a snowball's chance in hell that your company is going to make it. I didn't tell him that, but, you know, that's what I was thinking, because 98% of all startup companies fail. They go into this death spiral, and you can't ever pull out of that death spiral. And they just go down until they crash and burn and leave all the bodies spewing all over the place. But Dave called me and he says, hey, we got this amazing weight loss coffee. And I said, well, Dave, I'm not interested in anything. I've got plenty of money. I am a little overweight, and maybe I'll just get some of that coffee and start drinking it. And then that's the only thought that I had, right? I got some of the coffee, started drinking a couple of cups every morning, and lo and behold, much to my surprise, I might add, that I lost 9 pounds the first week. I lost 18 pounds the first month. And then I said, you know what? Something's going on. This stuff is outrageous. I better jump on an airplane and go up and see Dave. So that's what I did. I grabbed the phone, called him, and I said, hey, Dave, I just bought an airplane ticket coming up to Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and hang out with you for a couple of days. He said, come on up, right? Come on up. Come on, stay with me. And so I did. And the reason I went was to look for a reason not to do this, right? I was hoping I would find some rented little office or him working out of the basement of his house or something that would give me an excuse to come home and say, I knew it. You know, the coffee might be good, but this business is not going to make it. But what I found was an incredible operation, right? I found a company that was debt-free, that had millions of dollars in the bank, that had the software that would handle us referring people all over the globe, that was just opening up their first international distribution center in the Philippines. And, you know, it was one of those things where you say to yourself, you know what, these guys are going to the moon with or without me. Do I want to do it? Or do I not want to do it? And that's where I was. Do I want to expose all my friends to this incredible business and help them, you know, perhaps get out of debt and live the life that they've always wanted? And I said, yes, you know, I said, I've got to do it. So Valentus sales up 525% the last 12 months, incredible. In 5 short years, you've got guys like John Horenza and Rick Gerald's making, you know, $5,000 a day. People making $10,000 a day, $15,000 a day. And, you know, the documentation is there, right? This is from Business for Home magazine. And, you know, you see the documentation, and this is just the beginning, right? We're just now getting started. So, you know, if you want your name on this list, I'm telling you, right now is the best time in the world. Our product line is amazing. Let me just put it that way. You know, this is some of the More Detox. That's its product over here in this glass bottle. Amazing product. You can go to valentusproducts.com and start taking a look at things. You can also ask the person that asked you to watch this for some other links that they can send to you, like our Prevail. Our Prevail link is an amazing product. You know, so take a look at it. And also go to the testimonial page up on Facebook, and it's fbtestimonials.info. I could spend the next 30 minutes talking about the products and the ones I love and the ones I use consistently, but I'm going to let you do that. We'll do that on another call. My goal here this evening is to show you a plan. It's taken me 18 months to take the compensation plan, which is primarily misunderstood by most people. That's I guess the best way of putting it. For most part, they're very difficult to understand. There's a lot of, you know, moving parts, and, you know, compensation plans are very, very difficult. Some companies make them like that. Dave and his team did an amazing job with this compensation plan. I would put it, if it's not the best in the industry, it's got to be one of the top 3 best compensation plans that I've ever looked at ever in my 30+ year career in this industry. So, you know, let me show you exactly what the plan is. But before I do that, let me start with, you know, what the action. You know, you got to have a plan and then a plan, right? The action plan is you've got to buy. Now, there's other ways to do this, but you've got to buy the Business Builder Pack. That's the only way you can max out the compensation plan. Yes, you can buy a more expensive package called the Career Pack, more products, but it's just more products, maxes out the compensation plan. I like people to start right here. So that's what I say. For less than the cost of a smartphone, I'm going to show you how to start a global business that has unlimited potential, right? You've got to try, you've got to make a commitment to try 3 products every month. Yes, it's going to cost you $160. So just suck it up. I mean, that's how it is. It's going to cost you $160. That's money's going to come out of your pocket, but very quickly it's going to start coming out of the proceeds, the income that you're earning out of the plan. So 3 products, and you got to find one person, just one person every month that'll do exactly the same thing. You need to be consistent. So I tell people, you got to have $600. You got to be willing to spend $160 a month the second month after you come in and every month thereafter. And you've got to have 12 friends. Start with your best friend, right? You got to have 12 friends in order to do this. If you have 8 friends, then you got to go find 4 more, but you've got 8 months to go find 4 more. So I'll show you how this goes. You know, if you can see yourself, if this makes sense, and that's what that's what this presentation is all about. Does it make sense to you, right? Is this something you can see yourself doing? If it is, you got to start. I'm going to give you a hypothetical example, and it's really not hypothetical. It's really how the compensation plan pays. So what you're going to see is the lines here on the left, number of distributors. BV is business volume. This business is all about a lot of people doing a little bit of business, and that little bit of business is that $160, those 3 products that your team is going to buy. The dual team, legacy bonus, the dual team match, and the fast start are all components of the Valentus compensation plan. And if you'll show somebody, this plan, the light bulb starts to go off, right? They go, I get it. I get it. I understand it, right? And when people understand it and they say, is that as easy as it is? Is that all I have to do? And you shake your head and you say, yeah, that's it. People go, I can do that. When that happens, then magic will start to happen. Let me show you what happens the first 3 months, right? You get in, you start sponsoring, they start sponsoring, and in 3 months, you've got 7 people. I want you to notice the correlation between this number of distributors, and the BV, right? Every month, this is the month after the person I enrolled the first month. I enrolled the first person the first month. Next month, he makes 100 BV or $160 purchase of products, 3 products. The next month, 3 people do exactly the same thing. And, you'll see that the next month, 700, 1,500, 3,100. You see how the number of distributors equate to that business volume. Your dual team income continues to go up. Your legacy bonus continues to go up. Your dual team match, that is the matching bonus that is paid on this income, right? The dual team income. And then your fast start bonus is $100. I mean, that is consistent straight across the board for every business builder person every person you enroll that buys that business builder package, there's 100 fast start bonus. There's your personal product that you're purchasing every month, right? And here's your monthly gross income, and then your total. So it takes you, if you stay on this plan, it's going to take you 6 months to get in the black, right? It's going to take you 6 months to get in the black, to start making money. You're never going to be out of pocket more than $600. I mean, that's it. You start with 600, you make 100, and you can see it moving along here. By the 9th month, things have changed a little bit, right? Your group has grown from 63 to 511 people. Your organizational volume is now 25,500 business volume. And your income has increased substantially, right? You've gone from where you were $770 to now having earned over $12,000. So things are getting better. Here we go. You're on the final stretch. You're in the final stretch of 10th, 11th, and 12th month. Look at, hey guys, now you're getting excited, right? The 10th month, your check went to $10,000 for the month. The 11th month, it went to 33 grand, right? The next month, it went to 68,000. That's monthly income. You've made $124,000 in this part-time gig that cost you $600 to get started in, and a little part-time effort, I told you, over the course. Now, you could string this out and do half as much, take you twice as long, right? It's all mathematics, right? This plan has very little to do with typical network marketing. It has very little to do with sending products to people, whether or not they like coffee. Because you see, we're not a coffee company. We're not a weight loss company. We're a lifestyle company. We change people's lives, and having this kind of income will change your life. Ask John Herenza, who's at $500,000 a month, how his life has changed. He had to move from Minnesota to his primary residence in Nevada because of the state income tax, right? So your 13th month gets off the chart, right? I'm just telling you, you're 136,000, you've made 260 grand, right? Your 13th month. This is just mathematical, and obviously, if you don't follow this path exactly, it won't pay like that. But it's a very, very simple plan. Now, let me tell you, for those people who have better contacts, have more credibility, have more circle of influence, maybe you can do 2 a month. If you can, that income is going to be 5 times better. Hear what I'm saying? 5 times better. It's a 5X, right? Now, if you're one of those people, and I talked to one of these people today, and he's got a great sphere of influence. He makes about 200,000 a month. He knows network marketing. He's not involved in network marketing, but he understands it. In fact, he owned a network marketing company at one time. And I said, you know, you're the perfect person to do this, not because you need the money, but because you can help so many other people who don't have what you have. And he said, you know what? You're right. You're right. And he said, you know, I could very easily sponsor 3, and they could very easily sponsor 2 or 3 each, and that would progress on down. And so, you know, that's 10X, guys. If you can do that, and I know there's a lot of people out there that can do that, that's 10X. There's a good, like a better, and a best. And, you know, I'm going to be at the Green Valley Ranch come hell or high water, May the 13th through the 16th in Las Vegas. And I want you to be there as well, because that's where belief is built, right? You're going to see, you're going to feel, you're going to touch, you're going to be able to hang out. And that's what had to happen to me 31 years ago. It was 1987. I guess it's 13 years ago. I mean, 33 years ago now. But, you know, I went to a network marketing meeting. A good friend of mine kidnapped me, took me to a network marketing meeting because I would have never gone on my own. I owned an advertising agency for some of the biggest companies in the world that I represented, and I wasn't going, right? I mean, I thought network marketing was right below, well, a lot of things, right? But it was not on the very, very high tier. But he took me, and what I found was completely opposite of what I thought. And so what I found was a lot of people that didn't look particularly smart that were making a lot more money monthly than I was making annually. So I started paying very close attention. I became a very good student because I wanted to become a pretty good teacher as I moved forward. And like I said, I had no intention of doing Valentus at all, none. But, you know, it's just one of those things that came about, and the timing was perfect. So I had to do it. Thanks, Mitch, for putting these pictures together. That's me, obviously, up on stage, and that's Mitch and the team. And yeah, there's Mitch back there. There's Mitch and Marianne. There's the team in Africa that all stemmed out of this young lady here, out of Marianne, who met Mitch at a coffee shop of all things, right? And she said, hey, can I bring this business over to some people that I know in Africa? And Mitch called me, and I said, yeah, you can. So she did. And now it's growing and growing and growing and growing and growing. So that's what happened. So, hey, I want to thank you for your time and attention. And rather than taking I'm right at 8:29, that's perfect. Then taking any type of break, I'm just going to roll right into kind of a, you know, encapsulated getting started training. I mean, there are certain components that I want you to understand that will help catapult your business. And you know, the first thing is I just did a video today, and if you didn't get it, I'll make sure that I send it out to you. But it's a 14-minute video on the plan, right? And basically, I think I nailed it. But you know, if you can get and start to show this plan to people, and they start to understand the simplicity, right, of doing something, then they're going to say to themselves, hey, you know what? I think I can do this, right? And I'm going to make a little game out of it. That's what the start of this is, you know, that you can sponsor no matter where you are in the business. If you've already started, you've already bought your business builder pack, you've already started putting some people in, and you call me and say, Chuck, I want to get on that once a month plan. I want to get on that 1 a month plan. Great, let's go. Let's sponsor, you know, let's sponsor Bob this month in March. Let's everybody who wants to get on the plan, go and sponsor somebody this month. And here's what happens. You know, you sponsor Bob in March, you sponsor Ted in April, you sponsor Art in May. So you start laying it. Now you got to be selective, right? You got to look for the right person. This isn't find a person that can fog a mirror that's got a credit card. This is finding somebody who will commit to those things we talked about. Buy a business builder pack, commit to buying 3 products every month and trying 3 products every month, and then finding one person. So, you know, once you interview them, and I interview them, and Mitch interviews them, and whoever else interviews that prospect, then we'll find out if they've got what it takes to be part of this team. But after 7 months, you see what happens here. You know, Bob sponsors Sue, Bob sponsors John, you know, Ted comes in and sponsors Frank, Sue sponsors Jane, and you got a team of 7 people. And that's where you start to see some duplication. The clock starts the month that you sponsor your first person. But I tell people, hey, if not March, do your first one in April. If not April, do your first one in May. But I'm telling you, the sooner you can get started, the sooner you're going to finish, right? And there's going to be some kind of reward. I don't know what it's going to be right now, but it's going to be some kind of reward. I'm going to reward people for going through these steps. And what will happen is once you pick up this reward in stage 1, then you can go to stage 2. There's going to be a reward for stage 2. Stage 2 will look like this. Again, you're going to be doing exactly the same thing. And the 3 people that you originally enrolled, they're going to be doing the same thing. And then over the course of that 6 months, you're going to have 63 people. You're going to finally be in profit. Now, a profitable business in 6 months that has unlimited potential, that has global possibilities, is almost unheard of. Right? Almost unheard of. But what we start to do, and don't miss this, what we start to do is we start to lay out the expectations of what the plan is. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme. This is not throw your money at something, hope it's going to, you know, return double, triple, quadruple, whatever. This is a systematic method of building a business, a distribution business, right? A distribution business. And you set up the expectations that this is going to take some time. It's not going to take forever, but it's going to take some time. You're not going to make $10,000 the first month. So it sets up the proper expectations. By this time, by the 7th, 8th, and 9th month, you know, you're now going to your spouse and you're saying, you know what? You know, that thing that you didn't think was going to work? Well, look at here. You know, it's working. Right? I just made $2,300 for the month. And your spouse is going to say, you got to be kidding me. That's amazing. I'm glad I talked you into doing that. No, that probably won't be what she'll say, but that's what my wife said. Right? You know, my check got to a certain number and she said, I'm sure glad that I talked you into doing this, which was totally the opposite. But you know, your 8th month, $4,250, you made $7,000. Hey, $7,000 coming into your life. How would that be? that would improve some things, right? Make things a little bit easier. You know, by your 9th month, you made 15 grand. I know that'll make a lot of things a lot better. And like I said, coming into that final stretch, right? 10th, 11th, 12th month, you know, you won. You made it. It's worked, right? You're bulletproof at that point. You're one of those people that I can put in front of anybody that, and you know, like anybody, I can go in front of anybody and they can't convince me, no matter what they say, that network marketing doesn't work, right? No matter what they say, right? Because I'm living proof that it's worked, and I know too many people that it's worked for. So yes, there's a lot of fatalities in this industry, but you know what? They don't have a plan. They don't have you. They don't have me. They don't have the team. They don't have Valentus. They don't have Dave. They don't have all of the things that we have, and they don't have simplicity like this. They make it very difficult. I've heard a lot of people say, hey, don't worry about the compensation plan. You'll figure it out a year from now when you start getting paid. No, I want to figure it out now, right? And so I'm going to show a person exactly what to do and how to do it, and we're going to go down this road together. So it's all about belief and building belief. It's all about your effort, and it is going to take some effort, and there are going to be some disappointments. I'm not kidding you. Not everybody is going to get it, right? Not even maybe your best friend. Maybe they won't even get it, but you know what? They might get it the 4th month, the 5th month, the 6th month, because I know you're never going to stop talking to them, like I never stopped talking to all of my friends. I brought in a friend of mine who was 15 years with another company. I just brought in another friend of mine who was 13 years with another company. Guess what? They left those companies and they are now in Valentus with me, right? It's going to take a big desire. So if you have a lot of want, if you have a big want list, then you know you're a good candidate for this business. I had a lot of things I wanted, so there wasn't any way I was going to ever get them working for a living. You got to be true to your commitments, right? You got to make a commitment. You got to stick to it, no matter what. It's going to take some discipline. We talk about it all the time. You may have to give up some things, but you know, the way that we've designed this now, it's such a small effort, one person a month who finds one person a month, who finds one person a month, and so on. It doesn't take as much discipline as it once did. It will take some consistency, right? You're going to have to stay consistent. It's not about selling product. I thought that network marketing was all about selling product when I got started in 1987, and I failed miserably. I mean, I made a little bit of money, but you know, it was not fun, right? My first check in this business, we paid monthly, was $43. My wife went into hysterics. She was rolling on the floor because I had bragged about all the money I was going to make, and this was it, right? I'll tell you the rest of that story another time. But it's, you know, I went to somebody much my junior, and he asked me what I was doing, and I said, well, I'm selling product. You know, that's what we do. He said, who told you that? He said, I've seen you in some trainings. Didn't we talk about building a team? And I said, yeah, I wrote all that down. I didn't have any clue what you were talking about. But it's all about building a team. And that's what that plan is that I just showed you, right? Yes, we're going to share the products. And yes, we're going to share the opportunity through videos and Zooms and live events. And we've got an event coming up in Houston on the 14th, on Saturday. So we're building and promoting for events, right? So that's what we do. Those fundamentals have not ever changed in this business. They've been the same since I've been in. Seattle just happened, Houston, Tampa, Sarasota, Fort Myers. There's another date in there, which is Minneapolis on the 21st as well. My good friend Marshall Silver is a diamond in Valentus. He got, like I did, he got attracted to the product. He's very well-to-do individual. you know, 17,000 square foot house, beach house, and a jet, and so on and so forth. But he lost weight, right? He just got overwhelmed. I mean, he was just ecstatic. And he said, here's what I'm going to do, Chuck. He said, I do these turning point events, and you can go to silver.com/TP and go take a look. He said, I'm going to get everybody that comes into the business, that buys a business builder pack, 2 complimentary tickets from you to them to go to my event. The next one is in San Diego, the 20th through the 22nd, Charlotte, 27th through the 29th. I've been several times. I never thought I would enjoy it, and I can't wait to go back. I'm going to go to the Charlotte event. I can't wait to go back, right? And Marshall is just an amazing, amazing person. So, hey, my life in network marketing, like I said, you couldn't tell me that I didn't have fun. When the peak of misery hits most people at age 47, I was doing just the opposite. It was the peak of my living the dream, right? It was really the peak. We had cars, we had houses, we had lots more cars, we had more cars, we had horses. We've done all kinds of things. We've traveled around the world. We've owned 12 homes, beach houses, you know, Hummers, and just on and on. We had 5 girls. We have 5 girls, and I got to stay home. Right, my commute was from downstairs to upstairs, or from one place, you know, to my office, and you know, that was my commute. I'd go down to the beach house. We'd stay there for a couple, 2-3 weeks in a row or whatever, and take the dogs, take the cats, and you know, and my laptop and a phone, and you're in business. So had a penthouse in Grand Cayman on 7 Mile Beach. Had to have one. So, you know, it's usually at the end of a presentation, you know, presenters always say, well, this is the end. I'm telling you that this is the beginning. This is just the beginning of the journey. And there's a reason that I put this little clip on here for you to see of the fish jumping in the boat, because that's another story about timing, right? And the way the business explodes and how the fish start jumping in the boat, which fish meaning prospects, right? New people. So, hey, I really appreciate you taking your time. I know how valuable it is. And here we are, almost 8:45. And I hope that you had as much fun as I did. I love presenting, you know, this opportunity. I'm more comfortable every day. And, you know, all you got to do is take this recording, put it in front of people. Take my other recordings, put it in front of people. Go to my YouTube channel, subscribe. Every time I put up a YouTube, it'll come to you. So just go search for Chuck Hansen. You'll see myself and Rocky, my dog, up on my YouTube channel. Subscribe, and that'll come right to you. So don't forget tomorrow. Now, we added Tuesday night. Tuesday night is a brand new night for a presentation. So Tuesday night, same number, same ID number for the presentation, same Zoom ID number, 908-544-558, and it will be at 8 p.m. And so bring some people if you're, you know, brand new or just getting restarted or whatever the case may be. Go get a couple of people and say, hey, come and watch this. You won't believe what's going on. But I saw a lot of fish jumping in a boat. They'll wonder if you're crazy or not. So, hey guys, I appreciate you being here. Thank you very much for your time. And I look forward to seeing you all at the event in Las Vegas here May the 13th. See you guys.